All right, welcome. If you're getting ready for your situational awareness and decision-making assessment, then you are in exactly the right place. Think of this as your personal study guide. We're going to walk through all the key concepts and scenarios from your materials, breaking down precisely what you need to know so you can go into that quiz feeling totally prepared. So here's our game plan. We'll start with the absolute foundation, situational awareness. Then we'll build on that, looking at how to make decisions when you're under pressure. After that, we'll dive into guest safety and management, and we'll wrap it all up with a final readiness check. You'll notice this is designed to pretty much mirror the quiz, so you'll be ready for anything it throws at you. First up, situational awareness. Your study guide actually calls this the cornerstone of proactive guiding, and for a really good reason. This one concept is right at the heart of several questions on your quiz, so let's make sure we've got it down cold. Okay, the study guide gives us the perfect definition here, and quick heads up, this is the exact answer for one of the questions. See, situational awareness isn't just about passively looking around, it's the continuous process of scanning for both hazards and opportunities, all while keeping your guests in the loop. That specific phrasing is absolutely key. The quiz is definitely going to test how flexible you are. It asks this question: when should you actually adjust your plan? What's the trigger that tells the guide, okay, it's time to change course? And the answer is really all about adaptability. You adjust your plan when you see new wildlife behavior or environmental factors pop up that create either an opportunity or a risk. Think of a fresh track, a sudden change in the wind, or an animal's body language. Those are the cues that tell you to reassess. That's the answer they're looking for. And here are some really solid examples of what those cues look like. The study guide specifically points out, and you will see this on the quiz, that animal alarm calls are a classic sign that a predator is nearby. Every single one of these things, the weather, the tracks, and animals' behavior, it's all a piece of a bigger puzzle that helps you make better decisions. Now let's see how this all comes together when the pressure is on. It's one thing to be aware of your surroundings, but it's a whole other ballgame to react quickly, calmly, and safely when something unexpected happens. So why is this skill so critical? This is another one that's pulled straight from the quiz. The answer you need to know is that it ensures quick, well-informed reactions to dynamic situations. Just like your training materials say, this is what really separates a good guide from a truly safe and effective one. Let's walk through a scenario that comes right from your assessment. You're on a drive, and all of a sudden, you come across an unexpected leopard sighting. It's an incredible moment for sure, but what is your first professional move? What does the protocol demand you do immediately? Here it is, the three-step process laid out in your study notes. First, calmly inform your guests about what's happening. Second, assess the situation, the animal's behavior, your surroundings. And third, decide on the safest approach. That exact sequence, inform, assess, decide, is your answer. Okay, here's another scenario you can definitely expect to see. You're watching an elephant, and it starts to show signs of agitation. Maybe it's shaking its head or flaring its ears. This is a crucial moment. What's the correct response? And again, the training guide gives us a really clear procedure. You assess the behavior, you immediately create a safe distance by backing away, and then you inform your guests, explaining the body language you're observing. This whole process keeps everyone safe, and it actually turns it into a learning experience. This quote from your guide is pretty much the golden rule, and it also happens to be the answer to a question about handling dangerous encounters. The key actions here are remain calm, assess the risk, make informed decisions, and keep your guests reassured. That right there is the mindset of a safe guide. Okay, let's shift gears a little bit and focus on the human element. Managing guest safety and their experience is just as critical as navigating wildlife encounters if you want a successful, safe trip. So the quiz asks what you should do if the weather suddenly changes and a guest gets cold. The correct answer is all about being proactive. You should be offering solutions, like blankets or suggesting a quick stop for a warm drink or even changing up the route. Ignoring their discomfort is just not an option. Their well-being is absolutely your responsibility. Let's tackle another really important quiz question that's about a core part of your job, the pre-drive safety briefing. I know it can feel a bit routine sometimes, but the assessment wants to know the fundamental reason why it's so important. And here's the answer. The briefing isn't just about checking a box. Its whole purpose is to make sure guests understand what's appropriate behavior and what to do in an emergency. It's really about setting clear expectations for safety and cooperation right from the get-go. This slide gives you the exact phrasing for another quiz answer. If a guest does something unsafe, you have to politely but firmly correct the behavior and explain the importance of safety. That balance of being polite yet firm, that's the professional standard. All right, we've covered all the core concepts from your study materials that you're going to see on the quiz. So let's do a quick final check just to lock in all this knowledge and make sure you're ready to absolutely ace this. If you're ever in doubt, these 4 principles will guide you straight to the correct answer. Always be aware, assess, then act, communicate clearly, and always prioritize safety. This simple framework is your key to successfully answering any situational question on the quiz. So, before you jump into that quiz, just pause here and test yourself. Can you confidently answer these 3 questions? If the answer is yes, then you have totally got this. You've grasped the core material and you are ready to go. Good luck!